What's up, YouTube? Welcome out to Tech Eye with Jim. Of course, that makes me your boy Jim, aka YaKnow. And tonight we are back with an honest gear review right here on the channel. We'll get to that in just a second. But if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you like the content. And I just want to say, right, real quick, real fast before we get into the honest review today of our equipment, and you see it in the background already, right? Is I want to thank all of our subscribers who have subscribed to the channel already. Thank you so much. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, last night on the live, we had a phenomenal time. Looking forward to Tuesday night's live when it comes to whatever the four options that you have chosen. If you can't find where the four options are on the comment section, just post on this video in the messages here somewhere and say, hey, Jim, what's the four options? Because we would like to vote, and I'll post the four options and you'll vote. We'll take that into consideration as well. But anyway, that's going to be for Tuesday night's vote. Let's get us a sip of Couple Double Java real quick before we get started. So, okay, we are talking about making a switch, and so I wanted to give you an honest review. Okay, so this is what I like doing. I love doing reviews. I love doing gear reviews. But keep in mind, with these gear reviews, none of these companies sponsor or endorse me, all right? So this is all stuff I've paid for, stuff I have field tested, and this is an honest review. And what I purchased, it again, what I purchased from their company, whatever. So as you folks know, I use the Enlightened Equipment 10-degree Revolution quilt. Has been chosen to be what was going to be taken with me on the Appalachian Trail hike in 2026. And the first time we field tested this thing, I absolutely loved it. I've built my sleep system around warmth versus a whole lot of comfort, and now I'm having to backpedal and throw some comfort in there because of the way I sleep and how heavy I am and different things. But we think we got that under control. We're gearing towards getting another pad or mattress to put in there to see how that's going to do for us, because the cot didn't work. The extreme tensor may or may not end up working out for us depending on what I'm getting ready to try to do. So we'll see. You know, we're going to go from there. But in saying that, so the Enlightened Equipment Revolution Quilt 10 degrees, it comes highly recommended. I've seen several people that's used them and different things. They switch to them. They love them because it can be used like a sleeping bag. It can be used like a wrap around your, you can use it to wrap around your sleep system type of deal and get underneath it, or you just open it up like a blanket you would at home, whatever. They're so revolutionary. But starting out, I have also seen videos that says they don't suggest that new folks use the quilts that much, that it may be better for something like a sleeping bag, which was my original selection. Sleeping bag was my original selection. Sorry, I keep looking up at the screen. Sleeping bag was my original selection, and I feel like I got very fortunate with the sleeping bag that I had purchased at the time. When I purchased this bag from a local gear store here in Fayetteville, West Virginia, called Waterstone Equipment or whatever in Fayetteville, West Virginia. And I'll post a link in the description as far as for their store and their website. And it's just a little hole-in-the-wall store over in Fayetteville, West Virginia. It's the coolest store in the whole town, if you ask me. Not to say there ain't other cool stores, but that's the store I love the most. And if you're a rock climber, I'm just telling you, it is a paradise. It's got like a little coffee shop back there. They got climbing gear, backpacking gear, biking gear. They got upstairs, they got a shoe area, they got a clearance section. This little store is phenomenal. I just love it, right? It is a close second to the Outdoor Outfitters in Virginia and Damascus, and you know how much I love that store. So anyway, I was over there before I bought a whole lot of anything. One of my very first pieces of equipment, and I was over in the store, and they had a clearance section, and they had two NEMO equipment sleeping bags. And this is how I've seen it. I'll get into what it is in a minute. Set over in the corner. One was blue and a different color and black, I think. Then you had this purple and like mint green one. The blue and black one was a higher temperature rating. This one was a colder temperature rating. So I looked at the price and it blowed my mind. And I said, hey, is this used? Is somebody bought this and used it and maybe turned it in and whatever? Why is it so cheap? And they're like, this was last year's model. NEMO's coming out and rolling out with a new version of this. So we're trying to clear the shelves. I got this at a great deal. I got it like for 120 bucks at the time. So that was a great deal. I don't know what it's retailing for now. We'll see in just a minute. But I felt that was a great deal at the time. I got it. I field tested it. I loved it. But then I started watching videos and I got scared of the cold, right? I got scared of what may be out there. So let me tell you what is in the bag, right? This right here, and I won't take it completely out. I guess I could. But we're just going to flip it over here to the little band thing here, right? So this right here is the women's Permaloft, and I'm having a hard time pronouncing this. FORTE, NEMO FORTE sleeping bag, FORTE, FORTE sleeping bag, and it's supposed to be for 20 degrees, and it is made out of synthetic things. It is a very durable bag. And I have used it. I have slept in this thing to test it out and all that, and so I really love this. And this is the women's long. I got the long. So you say, but it's women's, Jim, and you're a man. Why would you buy a woman's bag? Number one, I sleep colder because I am a burn victim, right? Number two, for the price, it could have been pink. I would not care, right? But yeah, if you know, you know. But anyway, so say that I got this thing, and I'm just going to break it out here a little bit. This thing is amazing. It is amazing. It comes with pretty much just the quilt, and it comes with like a little stuffed bag, compression bag, which the latches on the compression bag are broke, so I got to get me another. That's how much I used this already. I got to get me another latch or another compression bag for it, which I can just go over to Waterstone and get me, or the Ace Outdoor Outfitters, or get on Amazon and just get me a Sea Summit, one of those type of deals, right? So the one thing that I really like about this does, when it comes up around your neck area and it cinches in, you have this right here, this extra little flat piece, and this will come around and tuck around your neck, and it's going to keep any cold air from getting down and around and inside. It does have a pull and a draw in it, so that you can also cinch this up around you, type of deal, around your head, type of thing. I'm gonna turn this over here just a little bit, so sorry about my table. I just want y'all to be able to see a little bit more. So cinch this up tight around your head. It does have this cool little head pocket in here. Now, first I'm gonna be honest with you. This is an honest gear review, right? I didn't have no idea what this little pocket was for, and I was camping out and I was using it, and I had all kind of like just weird stuff stuffed in there. You know what I mean? Just like gloves and stuff like that. And then somebody said, "Hey, dummy, that's for your inflatable pillow." And I thought, oh wow, that's amazing. So it is. It's got a pillow pocket, right? I didn't know that. So I'm learning. I ain't afraid to admit when I've got to learn things and different things like that. It's got some heat vents on the front, so if it gets too hot, you can open these up. At night, you can unzip them or whatever. That's going to vent some heat out, or whatever, and keep closed, keep heat in. One of the things I really enjoy about this sleeping bag is this super freaking wide foot box. Now, here's something that's really cool about this quilt. This was designed with extra insulation in the bottom to help keep feet warm. It's a woman's quilt. It's a woman's blanket, right? Women have cold feet. I have cold feet. I'm a man. I'm not afraid to admit that. So it's going to help keep your feet a little bit warmer than what it would if it was a man's type of deal. But the main thing that I really love about this whole quilt system, is getting ready to make me out to be a liar. You watch, it's getting ready to make me out to hate it all of a sudden. The one thing I've really enjoyed about it, up until this very moment when I'm doing the video, then it's got to do whatever it's got to do, right? Is the zipper system. There it goes. The zipper system comes all the way up. It's got a heavy duty zipper. You just got to watch some areas. It tries to snag just like it did there. It's got a heavy duty zipper on it. So this thing is like super this user friendly. On the back, you'll notice your feet down through the back, and I don't know if you can really tell on camera or not, there's a darker strip of purple through here. So I've done some research on that and what that was. That's the part that's laying to the mat and closest to the ground, so that's got a little bit more extra insulation in it than what you normally would have. And that's supposed to be like a built-in thermal pad to kind of help keep your body from losing as much heat. And like I said, it's got these little heat vents everywhere, and as you can see, last time I used it, I had to unzip them because I got fairly warm. It wasn't to the temperature specs that I've been using my quilt at here recently, but so I had those two things zipped, unzipped and zipped open there. But this thing conveniently will fit back down inside the bag, and this is how you should store your quilts, your sleeping bags, whatever. You can take them out, hang them up, and let them hang over whatever. But like me, if you're limited as far as room and you have animals and pets and different things, they come with one of these bags. I call them like a laundry bag type of deal. They go in there quite easily. Usually have, I call them a dilly bob. I don't know what it actually is on top, but it pulls. And boom, right there with the dilly bob, boom, and it's there. You can just put it wherever, and it keeps the loft going and everything, so you don't keep it stored up to the point to where you're compressed it and ruin it. So let's get into the specs of this thing. We've went into a little bit. It is, like I said, synthetic insulation. Now, the one thing that does kill it, as far as I'm concerned, as far as taking it, which was one of the things that I was having a very hard time with between it and the Enlightened equipment, and it's still up for grabs. It's still up in the air. We ain't made up our whole decision. It's supposed to get really cold this week, so when it does, we're going to break this out when it's really cold in our current sleep system, and we're going to give it a try, right? So, but the one thing that really killed it was the weight. It's about 3 pounds 9 ounces, where the Enlightened equipment is not even a pound. So you know, that's one of the original reasons I got into it, because listen, it's easy for us to get caught up and tied into this whole lightweight and ultra weight and all this stuff. And listen, it's one of those things. I'm not knocking those folks and taking anything away from them. I think what you've got, ladies and gentlemen, do out there as far as getting your packs, you know, below 15 pounds, 10 pounds, 13 pounds, whatever kind of pounds, my hat's off to you. I'm, you know, I had one gentleman that commented on a Facebook post, and he said, you could probably still cut more weight, you just don't see it. I probably could. I mean, I could go with a different pack. I could stay with my light equipment blanket. That'd keep it lighter. There's different things I could do, and I could probably, in all realistic reason, I could probably even change my tent and different things. I could probably get my pack down to 10 to 13 pounds. Right now I'm setting at 21, 22 pounds. You know, but I'd have to change a bunch of gear to do it. So I'm not really interested in changing out a bunch of gear other than with what I already have. I've had some people that's got offended over that comment, and there's, you know, well, we're talking about buying budget gear or cheaper gear or whatever. Listen, as far as gear, I got one more change coming that I'm personally going to have to try to pay for. We had a donation here on YouTube of $130 for something I've already paid for. So I'm going to use that $130 towards this new piece of equipment for the Appalachian Trail, most likely. And that, you know, and that's going to be my new sleeping mattress. I still got to either DoorDash, Instacart, do something to try to get the other money to get the new mattress, or someone wants to donate another $100, $50, $20, whatever, towards that. Hey, it's not required. I'm not begging. I'm not begging for your change or anything like that. Uncle Sam takes pretty good care of me. But in saying that, if you'd like to donate, I'm going to throw some links here. We got 3 different ones. We got PayPal, Venmo, and we got a GoFundMe started as well. Now, in saying that, regardless, I'm stepping out Amicalola Falls December, or not December. I keep saying December. March the 10th. Whether I have that or not, or I have to go with what I already have. That's just the way it is. So it's just how it is at this point. So we're going to test this thing out. And like I said, I'm not getting into the whole weight, ultra weight thing. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody. People's taking me disrespectful. saying that, you know, I've been rude and different things because I've made comments back that, hey, you know, this is the gear, I've tried this, I got more, you know, I've got like 3 sets of gear and different things like that. And they think that I'm trying to, I don't know, be overzealous or whatever. I'm not. I'm very much new to this, and I'm trying to be very much respectful and take everybody's opinions, because what you folks say, I've made a lot of changes to what you folks have said, and trust me, it matters on some of the changes I've made. So, yeah, so I'm very much leaning more towards this sleeping bag versus my very lightweight Enlightened Equipment quilt, based on I want to know that I ain't gonna have no issues when I get out there. Now, this says 20 degrees rating, and it says -7 on the other. The other specs that I've seen, the ISO, people told me you have to look at the ISO rating. There's no ISO rating written on the bag, so I've done some looking up and different things, and I found 2 different ones. I found one from an offshoot company that said the ISO was like 21 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I found another one that said 32, and NEMO, pretty much the only temperature rating I'm finding on NEMO's page on this is 20 degrees. I have seen some people in videos use these, and maybe they've had to put a sleeping bag liner with it or whatever, but they ain't had no major issues. So I don't know. We're gonna see if we're gonna take this or not, but I'm wanting to see. I'm looking up here. I'm scrolling as I'm talking to you folks. I'm wanting to see. So I got stuff up here on this other screen and this screen over here. So I'm not constantly looking at this screen. I am sorry. That's an amateur rookie move. You should always talk to the camera. But I'm looking here and here at different things, okay? So I got this thing for like $119 back when I got it. And I thought I got it at a good deal. Well, by this webpage here, they are sold out completely. Can't get no more of this version in stock, because now they've went to the version of this. This is your Promise equipment that's a recycled, that's a newer version. But this one right here, when the last time this company had it, was $219, and I paid $119 for mine. So we'll go up here to the shopping tab, and just to see if we get everything. So yeah, REI, they're running about $119 right now. So see what REI has to say about them real quick. REI has about $119, so that's about what I got mine at, was $119. So that was, I thought, a very, very good deal. So yeah, the men's weighs actually a pound more than the female one, according to REI, where this one weighs like at 3 pounds. The men's weighs 4, so that's a little bit kind of whatever. So yeah, I want to see if they have the ISO standard rating here real quick before we get off this page. Let's see what they're saying the ISO is going to be, because I know there's going to be people want to know. So, okay, they got 3 different limits for this, okay? Best used for backpacking. Tested lower limit, it made it at 10 degrees. 10 degrees. Tested comfort limit was 20 degrees. So, and the temperature rating was 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And all 3 of those temperatures was Fahrenheit. So, tested lower limit, still keep you alive at 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Tested comfort limit is going to be 20 degrees. This is where you ain't tossing and turning and moving around, having to do stuff to try to stay warm and everything like that. Temperature rating, like I said, -7 degrees Celsius or 20 degrees. So, yeah, so that sounds about right. So this is going to be about 10 degrees, which is what our light equipment is going to be. It's going to be a little bit easier for us to use, I think, than the Enlightened equipment. And I'm sorry this has been such a long review. I didn't mean for it to be. But in saying that, I don't know. We'll wait till this week when it gets cold, and we're going to see how it does. All right, so real quick, before we jump off here, I want to thank all of my subscribers that's been watching and everything. Thank you so much. Continue to share and like these videos. I'm trying to get the time down a little bit more on each of the videos. Sorry this one went so long. If you would like to make a donation to the cause and the support of walking the Appalachian Trail through hike in 2026, starting right now, you can go ahead and start making a difference. If you would like, you can use the PayPal link. It's here. You can use the Venmo link, or you can use the GoFundMe. Now, I very much want to say this. It is very much appreciative. Listen to me. Listen to what I am saying. Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? There you go. Bad interpretation, but if you know, you know. Bad. This is very bad all the way around. But anyways, saying that, if you know, you know. I want to make it very clear that donations are very much appreciated. I'm not going to put your name out there. I'm not going to blast who you are if you choose to donate. I'm not going to all of that. To those that have donated, they already know that I haven't done it other than to say thank you just verbally like I am now. Number two, they're not required. They're not required to follow this channel. It's not expected, but it's something that if you would like to do, and if you'd like to give, you like to support, it does go a long way helping me out. My journey is going to be about between 6 to 8 grand total, so every penny counts, okay? So if you'd like to donate, you have PayPal, you have Venmo, and you have the GoFundMe set up. All three very secure ways that you can give toward the cause, and every single cent goes towards the trail in some way, shape, or form, whether it be food, gear, shuttle service, lodging, equipment repair, whatever. It all goes towards the trail. None of the money I get raised is for like McDonald's or Walmart or movie theater or gas for my car for the current trips or anything. No, it all goes towards the trail starting in March. And if you have to give, great. If you don't, that's fine too. Like I said, I'm not sitting here, I'm not begging, I'm not panhandling. I'm just saying if you wish to give, there's options to give. If you don't want to give, I'm just as happy, right? So all right, let me jump off here, let me get out of here. Please, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, give us a like and a thumbs up right here on the channel. And as always, I only got one more favor to ask of you. If you enjoyed this review and all that other stuff, take a hike, would you?